When it comes to sports, covering the news, giving you the truth. Nothing but that real on hoops in the league. All things NFL, we don't miss a thing. Getting with the coverage, we loving it all day. Picking up the news, tell us wherever the ball lay. With the NFL, NBA, they box so. Sports news in the hands of a man with fair takes. Tell them, coach, statistics and realness that's being spoke. Either hit it for the win or they hitting the goalposts. Either way, we woke up to the news of the day. Any kid he could call it, he like to talk it out with Ray. Fast breaks down the lane, they better move out the way, or they pulling from perimeter. Curry, bury the trade, yeah, they got it. Woo! Duval with the hottest, Chris and Dev like the master, and mix it up like it's Logic being modest. They been looking for that real, trying to get it feel. Sports podcast, they run it back on the real. That's a steal, yeah. They never sick, but they ill. Real sports talk going, deliver, signed and sealed. We bring that real talk when it comes to sports, covering the news, giving you the truth. Nothing but that real on hoops in the league. All things NFL, we don't miss a thing.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, with the Real Talk episode. We are entering the last little stretch of no professional football. Preseason's over, cuts have been made, the men have been separated from the boys, and it is time to just continue doing great things in this football season. So I'm super excited. How you feeling? How things been going? I know it's been a little bit. I've been on traveling. You've been putting out all your thoughts. What's going on, sir?
First of all, I'd like to say happy 7th year wedding anniversary to me and my wife. Today made out 7 years. Today being married. My 113th thought will be out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Make sure y'all check me out on YouTube. Man, I've been doing a lot, man. As y'all, some of y'all might know that I had a less fortunate donation giveaway to the less fortunate people. That event was a success. It was so much a success that Walker Mile and Out Shoes wants to start a Baltimore branch down here. Yes, sir. So Walker Mile and Out Shoes nonprofit organization is coming to Baltimore very, very soon. So I will be most definitely out there doing all my community service, helping the kids clean up the playgrounds, helping to get the basketball courts back in good circulation and everything. So be on the lookout. Big things is coming.
Look at Dev. Dev out there working, just trying to change the community. One kid's life at a time. That's amazing. Definitely shout out to you for that. Big ups to Baltimore. I see Travis Scott will be coming y'all way for a show. I unfortunately will probably not be attending. But congratulations on everything you got going for show. But we got some sports to get to. And we got to start with ranking them out. We should be on next Monday. If not, we will be on Thursday. And is there a game? There's a game that night, right? A week from today.
Or is it Wednesday?
Or is it Wednesday?
I thought this. I remember last year the game started like on a Wednesday or something like that, man.
The 7th. The Chiefs, Lions and Chiefs will be on the 7th. That will be our big kickoff show here on Real Talk. We will have all of our picks. Our division winners will be discussed at that point. So definitely tune in. Y'all know your boy like to run up the dubs. You know what it is. Mr. Ray Stradamus himself in the flesh. So yeah, you know how we get down. So yeah, but I did want to get to, just kind of read the room. You never know who you with. Sometimes people change, they mature, they get new haircuts. They grow and evolve in life. So I gotta pulse check my guys and make sure they haven't been getting poisoned in my hiatus, and to make sure that their mental is strong. So we're gonna start with the quarterbacks. We'll rank the top 3, not top 5, not top 10. We getting right to it. Who are the top 3 quarterbacks in order, in your opinion, today, Dev? And I see a lot of Lamar Jackson back there.
Lamar Jackson going to come in number 3 just because I'm being biased and just because I feel like it's my opinion. So he is most definitely coming in the strong 3. But number 1 is going to be Patrick Mahomes. Hands down, we already seen what Patty Mahomes is able to do. He's already prince of the football since now that Tom Brady is now retired and moved on to the Las Vegas Raiders and trying to spunk up their quarterbacks situation going on out there. So Patrick Mahomes is most definitely number 1. Number 2, man, it's a tough one. It's very a tough one. I was normally riding with my man Josh Allen, but I feel like Josh Allen is going to have to take a back seat this time because I need to see what he's going to do this year with the new team. So I hate to say it. I hate to put him in front of my man Lamar, and then I see my man John Suggs already beat me to it. Joe Burrow will be number 2 right now. I just got to keep it real, man, because Joe Burrow, when you see that team, Cincinnati, without Joe Burrow, team is doo-doo. With Joe Burrow, they are an AFC championship team. So gotta go with Joe Burrow, man. Gotta get a credit when it's due, man.
So I gotta ask you. You're saying Joe Burrow's better than Lamar Jackson
right now? The season previous before, yes. Gotta give it to him. Burrow was able to
Ravens show. Just remember that.
I know.
He has
and like I said, it hurts me to say this, man. It's pain. It's not as worse as me saying Kenny Pickett. Now, if I'd have said Kenny Pickett, oh man, I can tell y'all right now, man. Cancel my show if I'd have put Kenny Pickett in my top 3 or top 5. But no, I gotta keep it real though. Cincinnati they ain't going nowhere without Joe Burrow. And we didn't already kind of see it, and hopefully Joe Burrow will not be ready for week 2 when my guys come to Cincinnati, so we can go ahead and steal that dub.
Okay, I hear you. So I get it. I get it. But Lamar Jackson's not top 5. We all know that. So we don't have to. No, we do. But everybody, John, Anthony, John, that's a valid point. But Burrow is hurt currently for those who picked Burrow. Herbert gets nicked as well. And more than 10 feet. Wow.
I feel like Herbert, man, I feel like Herbert is almost in the conversation of how we talk about DeAndre Ayton almost. It's like you see the potential in Herbert, and Herbert is like knocking on the door, but then it's just like, golly, when are you gonna get over the hump? You know what I mean? So that's like my only question with Herbert. I like the kid, but he just haven't reached over the hump yet. My man Kenny.
What up? What's up, fellas?
What up, Coach? Dev in here spewing nonsense. Biased nonsense, at least.
I only gave you one biased nonsense, man. Get out of here.
Must be talking about the top 3.
Yeah, he's talking
mad because I got Lamar as my top 3 quarterback because it's my opinion. I don't understand that. He asked for my opinion, and I gave him my opinion, and I'm wrong. I don't understand how can I be wrong.
You're being a homer, but it's okay.
Yeah. So I'll give Kenny a second to get settled in, but number 1 is undeniable. I don't know what's more undeniable: Steph being the greatest point guard or Patrick Mahomes being the best quarterback in the NFL. I don't know which one is more, but for the sake of this conversation, Patrick Mahomes, number 1, hands down, heads down, 7 up, all that. Number 2 is where it gets good here. I like Joe Burrow. I do. He's flashy. He's cool. But he ain't won a daggone thing.
So I wonder who's your number 2. Sam
that,
Howell?
Okay. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. I'm optimistic.
I think I know where he's going.
I can't wait the next week.
I think I know where he's going, but I'm gonna let him finish.
But he played in the Super Bowl last year. There it is.
Jalen Hurts. Not
it's
yet.
Easy.
Not yet.
It's easy. It's so easy. Jalen can do it.
Now, why Jalen number 2? You gotta give me
the quarterback for Utah just blew somebody wide open. He's so not good. College football's on, ladies and gentlemen. ESPN, if you don't know. Utah and Florida for those who care. But no, Jalen Hurts to me is the second best quarterback. He was that last year. He came up a little short. The offense is back. The offense should be better. The team potentially should be better. I think he'll continue to take leaps, and he's healthy. I don't know what Joe Burrow's going to look like with another relatively significant lower body injury. He's already had the ACL. And then we already saw what happened with the Chargers last year. So all those Justin Herbert people, did y'all forget what happened last year? That was disgusting.
No way.
Like, he is not a top 3 quarterback.
Can he win a playoff game first before we make him top 3?
I already say he had a major collapse in that game against Jacksonville.
Yeah, that was pretty piss poor. So yeah, and I don't have Josh Allen in it either. I think that is where Joe Burrow does rise. And he's more than capable of taking the number 2 spot. I think number 1 is going to be difficult. But that's me. I got Mahomes, Hurts, and Burrow for my top 3. Kenny, who you got?
I'm similar to you, but I'm flipping Burrow and Hurts because Hurts only has done it for 1 year in terms of playing at MVP type of level, whereas Burrow has done it for, this is 2 years going and probably going on 3 years. And he's had 2 deep runs into the playoffs, 1 going to the Super Bowl. So yeah, I got a similar. I'm just flipping. I'm putting Burrow over Jalen Hurts.
Agreed, Mike. Allen ain't there. He ain't Herbert to me, but he got to show me something. And every report I've heard, Stephon Diggs is not happy.
It's just a matter of him. For him, he got the production. He just doesn't have that. He just only has 1 deep playoff run. You know that, and to his credit, it really wasn't. He lost in the AFC Championship and then the year after that, in that second round game, it definitely wasn't his fault because he played lights out.
I'm gonna ask a different question that just popped in my mind as I kind of was thinking. Who is going to be the Drew Brees of this quarterback generation? Oh no, Brees got 1. So who's going to be the guy that doesn't win 1? Who's going to be the Phillip Rivers rather? We got Burrow out there, still hasn't got 1. Herbert hasn't got 1. Hurts hasn't got 1. Allen hasn't got 1. A lot of them playing the same. Lamar, Lawrence is coming.
It's a lot of them.
How many of these guys you think we think are going to break through? Because they all play in almost the same conference.
I'm going with Herbert. I'll be honest with you. I think he's going to be in a similar situation as Rivers in terms of
bite again.
Yeah, man, like they almost the curse of Eli Manning or whatever you want to call it. Like they haven't been able to, ever since that happened, they haven't been able to get it right. So I think he's going to put up big numbers, but to your point about the AFC just being so loaded, I just think it's probably 3 teams before him I would even think about the Chargers. So I just think he's going to just wind up just having bad luck and not being able to get over the hump.
I think it's going to be Tua. I think Tua is going to be like almost like that Dan Marino kind of path a little bit. Because Tua is 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know what I mean? He doesn't know if he fully want to retire. I was reading in the organization that he's not even being really vocal in camp this year. You know what I mean? He's just more of the guy that's just like, okay, you know, we just gonna go with the next play. So I feel like Tua can be that guy, will be that guy. Like he got all the potential. He got, and Miami gave him the weapons to be around him, except for the offensive line. And I think that's where the Dolphins is really going to bite to it and probably end up like Andrew Luck, leaving a little bit earlier than what we expected.
Yeah, I can see that, especially with those concussions, man. That's the one thing that you can't, you know what I mean? You can't rehab that. You can't, like, you know, really, you can only do so much to protect against that. And all it takes is the, you know, getting hit or landing the wrong way, your head hitting the turf or anything like that. It's one of those things. Once it starts, it's hard to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings me to another question. Y'all know I'm a little shady. It's okay. It's been a while. I've got a couple in the clip.
You? No.
Just a little bit.
Hey, Dad, hold up. Before you say that, hey, you should have heard this dude. I got to tell him, Dev, yo, you should have heard this dude, man. He was going at you, talk about hiding. You was hiding because his commanders.
Oh, yeah.
Winning
Talk
streak.
that, Kenny.
I said, man,
they're running.
Man, stop lying. Stop lying to the people.
I forgot that even happened.
Because you know it ain't true. That's why. You know what I mean? You know
the Eagles last year.
Now you know. Now you know.
His record beat them. Rate 24 and what?
This is
Kobe
the guy.
said it's over.
This is the guy that will never wear or have any commander's apparel or representing anything that's commander wise, but he gonna take the win as he can get it. You know what I mean? But how many years? But before y'all won that shit,
brought me back, baby.
How many years that we didn't beat y'all so many preseasons? You know, it takes y'all.
We talking about old stuff.
But you had to have your starters play the whole half for y'all to win.
Hey, we're not making excuses. Take your loss. Respect. Kiss the ring.
The ring. You don't get no ring in no preseason.
We did versus y'all head to head. Kiss the ring.
Oh, now you want to act like the NBA Summer League now. Now you want rings. You was just the guy that was bashing the Summer League not too long ago, and now you want a preseason ring. Get out of here.
Beat the brakes out of him. Get him out of here.
You remember that, Kenny? He wasn't with the Summer League rings.
I don't think about no Summer League ring. All I know,
as soon as he started, I cut him off. I cut him off, Dev. I said, "Yeah, we're not doing this. We're not going to lie to the American public. My man was away for family issues. We're not putting in. He wasn't ducking nothing.
Convenient timing is what I like to call it. And I'm still waiting. And until we get some good Philly news, I guess Chris ain't never coming back.
What happened to Chris, man? He was supposed to have been talking about, I'm trolling this whole week. I'm off this whole week.
We definitely got so we definitely miss Chris. Let's go.
He'll pop up when the Eagles start doing good.
He'll pop up at the week one. Who the Eagles got week one?
Hey, don't let him do you like that, Chris. If you watch,
who's gonna show up first? James Harden, Joel Embiid, or Chris to this show? Who's gonna show up to work first?
Embiid.
The world may never know.
Embiid is gonna be the one that's gonna show up first. Chris and James are gonna be like, you know what?
We good.
Daryl Morey, man, forget him. He don't want to bring us back.
Shame. But I did want to ask. As I said, Washington. We get Arizona week one dub. Even though
that's going to end up with a tie.
Hey, that would be classic if that happened.
The point that I was going to make here is the Cardinals today reportedly officially cut Colt McCoy. So they will either start Josh Dobbs, who they picked up a week ago, or this other guy. I don't even remember his name.
Rookie draft pick.
Yeah. So my question for you guys is, it appears the Cardinals are tanking.
Appears? They are tanking.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, that's ain't no
so the Cardinals are tanking with Kyler Murray as their quarterback.
They was going to take what Kyler Murray as their quarterback. But keep going.
What could you be tanking for? A quarterback?
Yeah.
So my question is it time to put the bust label on Kyler Murray?
Oh man.
Ooh, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say no due to his injury.
They are actively tanking with him as their starting quarterback.
Due to his injury.
He's coming off injury, though, to be fair.
You know, man, I'm not going to say it's not Kyler Murray's fault, but Arizona put this is Arizona's fault. Arizona put theirs number one. You put yourself in the draft to draft the guy who was supposedly playing baseball. Remember, he was almost on the Oakland A's if Arizona didn't draft him. So that's number one. So I felt like his heart wasn't fully into football. I felt like he's almost like Tua. He was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Whatever job comes first, that's the job I'm going to take first. So Arizona drafted him first before Oakland A's actually got to him. So I give him it's Arizona's fault because I felt like it was another quarterback. I can't remember who was in that draft. What quarterback was in that draft? But I already felt like that Kyler Murray was just price was just overstocked. You know what I mean? The price was just too high. Kyler Murray shouldn't have been in that high of a pick, in my opinion. I feel like Kyler Murray should have fell late. Kyler Murray wasn't like he was a 4-year sensation throughout college. He was pretty much like almost 2 years, if not just 1 year. So I felt like Arizona did a rush job on that quarterback, and they felt like that Kyler Murray could have been the next Drew Brees or whatever little quarterback as far as height-wise that they were trying to compare him to. So I felt like Arizona rushed it, did a bad job on that pick, on that draft that year. So I think it's Arizona's fault and not Kyler Murray's.
What a bailout. Kenny, is Kyler Murray a bust?
No, I'm going to say no. I think he needs to change the scenery. I think he was put in a position almost set up to fail in a sense. I'm not going to totally absolve him, but reason I'm saying that is because one, he had a coach that wasn't qualified to be a pro head coach in Cliff Kingsbury, who had no merit in terms of being able to get the job because he was losing at Texas Tech when he got the job at Arizona. So how do you go from being a losing college coach to becoming an NFL head coach? That's number one. Then number two, he was drafted number one after they had just picked Josh Rosen the year before.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like the front office had no plan. So that's what I'm saying in terms of he was kind of set up to fail in terms of there was no infrastructure for him to be successful. And now here we go. And then in the offseason, you get rid of his number one option. And D-Hop, you just let him walk for nothing. So like that's what I'm saying. Like I felt like I think he just needs to change the scenery. I'm not going to say he's a bust just yet. I want to see him get traded. I want to see him get out of Arizona and be in another situation. And I think we still might. I still think we could see a productive Kyler Murray. So I'm going to say it's more so on the Arizona dysfunction than it is on Kyler Murray being a bust.
Okay, I did see a report. I just actually had looked it up a little earlier. There's rumors that he won't play this season, so we will keep track of that.
I won't be surprised if he wouldn't.
Right, I wouldn't.
We are because Arizona,
especially if they're tanking.
Arizona already laying their cards out. They showing their hand already.
You just will hold him out and make sure that and just give him an extra time to get healthy. And then guarantee yourself a number one pick.
Okay, so who's the better number one pick then, since Kyler Murray is not a bust?
Out of who?
Ayton or Murray?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. Ayton, because no, hold on. Never mind. Before I talk fast, hold on.
Remember who you talking about.
Yeah, right. I got to remember. Let me reel it back.
18. Let's look. Well, 18 and 11 last year for Ayton. Let's look at this. Let's do a comparison. Let's do this really quick. That's a great question, Ray. By the way,
I feel like Kyler Murray is.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Kyler Murray probably a slight nod because
He was a
Ayton
Pro Bowler. He stole one from Matt Stafford.
He's projected upward. He's projected upward just slightly over his last few years. I just want to look at his stats just to make sure.
Kenny, they haven't won the NFC West yet.
Suns did go to the finals.
Yeah, but they did. And they did.
That's what I'm saying. Like Kyler Murray only got to the playoff one time and he got blown out.
Yeah, it might be Ayton.
I think I might have to ride with Ayton, man. I feel like Kyler Murray.
So.
At least Ayton been to the playoff multiple times. Ayton is averaging a decent 18-11.
Both got coaches fired.
Yo.
True story. Yeah.
Man,
so is it an Arizona thing then?
I keep telling y'all, Arizona's
he's averaged a double for his entire career, so I'm gonna give it to Ayton.
We gotta go with Ayton.
Go with Ayton. All right. Good.
Now take this with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen, because when basketball season come around, I will not be on the Ayton bus. I can tell you that right now. I am most definitely back.
Well, he definitely don't have no excuse. They don't have to count on him, so he probably gonna do well. That probably was the problem, was that he had the expectations.
He gonna average 7 and 6 next year.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I would rate.
How he gonna
get layups?
When he gonna get the ball?
He's gonna get layups and just running the ball and get layups and dunks just off of the attention.
None of the people pass.
Gonna get.
Who gonna pass on the ball?
Bradley Beal passed a little bit.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and KD's
you think Bradley Beal is gonna pass the DeAndre Ayton with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker on the court?
Not first, no.
This is a long running topic, Marlon. Ray been killing DeAndre Ayton for the last 2 years.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna say he trash, but I'm on that bandwagon with Ray, man. Ayton has disappointed me.
Yeah, he let me down too, and I was defending him.
And in the streets, DeAndre Ayton has been caught with an adult entertainer showing her love.
Hey man, it's not wrong with adult entertainment, man.
You right. Ask Zion how that went over the summer.
And you see how Zion looking now? My man is focused. So maybe Ayton can get focused.
Is he gonna play basketball this year? How many games?
Zion?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say over 50 games.
He better, over 50? He's not playing 50 games.
I say
has he ever played 50 games?
This is gonna be the year he do it.
I think either last year or the year before, I want to say he did. I feel like he did.
I will be shocked. All right, back to the NFL's most useless position, apparently, running back, where they just pick you up and throw you away, never to be heard from again. Man, tough go for running backs. Jonathan Taylor, much respect, but it's not looking good. So we go on top 3 all around. If they just run, if they can catch, put it all together. I think we started with Dev last time. So, Kenny, we'll start with you. Who are your top 3 current running backs in the NFL? In order, please, for the record.
Oh, man. I thought we did this before, no? Did we do this before?
I think we did top 5. Well, no, we did. Because I remember me picking Chubb, Henry. Who was my third?
And who?
Yeah, I just can't remember my picks now.
I didn't do it with y'all because we didn't. I know we didn't talk receiver.
Yeah, because I said because I had Saquon. I want to say I had.
Yeah,
Saquon,
that's what it was.
Derrick
you had
Henry,
Saquon and Ray was like, "You got Saquon."
Yeah, we did that one.
Who was my 3?
Shit.
Oh, that's a great question.
And when did we do it?
We
It
did
was
this a couple
probably-
weeks ago.
Yeah, it was
Not
probably
a couple weeks. It was a while ago.
It was probably either late, probably about July, going into
Yeah, it was a
August,
while ago.
somewhere up in that frame. Because I remember you was picking on Kenny about picking Saquon.
Yeah, I
If
had
he picks
Saquon in
Saquon in his top 3, he's a fool. Like, that's crazy. You had him at 3, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I had Saquon at 3.
So we can pick running back. I don't remember the receiver position. That's what I wanted to get to anyway.
Because I think
last year y'all was talking crazy.
Because I know I picked
it if we already did it.
I picked Chubb. I picked Henry. I can't remember who my third one was.
Right, we had those two the same, and I had Saquon as my third, and you had somebody else as your third. I can't.
So y'all picked all of them over Jacobs and McCaffrey.
I think I might have put CMC in there.
I don't remember that conversation. I must have been out.
Yeah, you had Jacobs. You had Jacobs in yours. I remember that.
You did have Jacobs in yours, Ray. But I can't remember who else he had. I think he had Chubb, Jacobs.
It would have been C-Mac for me. And them names ain't even.
I think that's about right. I think that's what it was.
But I definitely ain't got Saquon or Jonathan Taylor.
Nah, you ain't picked those
I
two.
didn't have them.
No, you ain't picked them. I don't think none of us picked Jonathan Taylor. I know because I said Jonathan Taylor was in my top 5. I do remember me saying that. But I think we did do this though. But mine will be Chubb, Henry, and CMC.
You think Derrick Henry gonna have a Derrick Henry year? And God, he said Tony Pollard.
I think so. One, because with that size that he has, the only thing that slows him down is injuries. As long as he's healthy, he's gonna run people. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna stiff arm and make things happen in the running game. So, but to me, as great as CMC is, you could ask that same question about him in terms of his durability too, because he's been banged up.
Who?
CMC.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, he definitely gonna get hurt.
That's why I say him and Barkley. You could flip. You could flip them. You could.
I know he's not about to say what I think he's about to say. Don't do it, Nathaniel. This ain't fantasy football.
I do know Dalvin Cook his injuries kind of knocked him out of my top 3 right now.
Yeah, well, Dalvin Cook, you can put that in there, but to me, that you gotta wait and see because he's going into new team, new system. It's going to take him a little time to kind of get himself adjusted. And I'm sure they're going to not give him a heavy workload to start, especially because he didn't have
Mike
have a training camp.
Those that he prayed for. You see who Mike.
You heard Vucevic say today, this probably our last run as a core unit running right into the ground. Just like Lonzo knees.
Yikes!
Hey, chill out.
Hey man, you seen Lonzo?
Yo,
you seen Lonzo? He can stand. He can get up and down out of seat.
I can get out of chair. You can't sit in the chair and play defense though.
Bro, how you gonna come on camera and say I'm good and you can't put no weight on one of your legs? Like, come on, man. We supposed to believe that, and you're not even putting no weight on on that one leg?
Because he can get up out of chair. Yeah, you really told Stephen A. You don't.
Anybody that knows anything about sports and knows anything about injuries, when you can't put a weight on the legs, getting up and out of a chair, that means that thing ain't right. Like, come on, man, you gotta be smart.
So when he was doing that, was he doing it with the leg the knee that's supposed to have been bothered, or was he doing it?
Honestly, I don't know if that was the one or not, but the fact of the matter is if you're not getting up and using both feet to support yourself when you're standing up, that means you compensating.
Listen,
that's my point.
The fact of the matter is he's done. Okay? It's over. Melo's the last of the dying breed. Chicago.
Angelo. What happened to him?
He got married, had a kid or something like that. He chilling.
Yeah, G League.
Okay.
I want to say he played for Charlotte G League team.
Yes,
I remember him coming up to the horn, like the actual Charlotte
GM
Hornets.
of the year, Mike Hughes, GM of the years, wheeling and dealing. That's all that is, wheeling and dealing. We'll be all right. We'll see y'all come soon.
Did you say
I might go to that game. You'll keep pushing me.
Hold on. Did you say GM of the year?
All right, that's a little exaggeration.
A little bit of a stretch.
A little exaggeration.
I'll just making sure. It's okay.
All right. You right.
Is the Wizards owned by the same owners of the Commanders?
No.
Okay.
But they trying to buy everything up. Monumental. They got like 4 different teams out here. The Wizards, the Caps, the Mystics, the Go-Go, and I think another team. It's like 5 of them. I know the soccer separate. Huh?
What's the Go-Go team?
That's the G League.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't know y'all had a G League team for real.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Actually, this day shirt. Matter of fact. Shout out to.
Oh, you know what? That was the game, man. We were trying to go. Okay.
Mike, Derrick Rose, Lonzo Ball. What do they have in common? Chicago and bad knees. Get out of here. Yeah. Blame Chicago.
The Windy City, huh?
I'm not doing that.
Blew them knees right out of here.
Doing that.
I threw that oop right up. I knew he was going to catch it. Not
doing that.
Chase Young's recovering from a stinger, but hey, he's extra. He's ancillary. We got a bunch of D linemen. We deep in DC. Pause. But yeah, let's get to the receivers. That's what the fun is. We discussed this last year. You guys had some strong stances. I think you saw things my way over the course of time, but it is a new year. Cooper Kupp is kind of back, but had a setback. Devontae Adams is likely to be traded this year. Tyreek Hill. So? The team ain't going nowhere.
You think
Jimmy G ain't take it? Where's he going to take him?
Oh, no.
You got talent. You got Renfro, Adams, Waller, Jacobs. You should be great. I don't think anybody's picking them to win that division or even probably make the playoffs.
I ain't even got them winning. I ain't got them being number 2 in that division, honestly.
So at some point, you gotta make the most of the situation. John, that's a strong 3.
It is
3. I'm going to potentially disagree there. Actually, no, I think it's my go to go first anyway.
Yep, so you are.
In order, I have a new 3 from this year. Devontae Adams is no more. You just gotta do it at some point, and I haven't seen enough. So I am gonna go with Tyreek Hill at number 1. I am going Justin Jefferson number 2. And this is where it gets tough for me. I really like Jamar Chase. I do. I really like A.J. Brown. I do. But there can only be one. I got to go with Jamar Chase. I'm going to leave Jamar Chase in my top 3, but he better show up because there's some young ones coming. I think Tyreek Hill's speed is just different. Like he just
don't matter who the quarterback is.
It doesn't matter. He just what he can do is just ridiculous. And Justin Jefferson glad to show me something this year too, because he got a young guy there that might take some targets away from him. So I think it should make them better. They will not have as good of a running game, which I think will make Kirk Cousins even look less than stellar as he normally does. So he's going to earn it this year. That is a winnable division. If you wanted him, you have to win some games, Justin. Not last year wasn't good enough, and the talent is still there. So he's going to have to show me. But right now, Tyreek Hill is the best receiver in football to me. Kenny, I'll go to you second.
I'm going Justin Jefferson number one, actually for the reasons that you said. That with Dalvin Cook not being there, I think they're gonna have to throw the ball even more, and that's just gonna make him even that more productive, which is scary considering the fact that of the historic season that he had last year. I think it's a potential that can be even more historic. Yeah, I was thinking about Diggs to Suggs, but though that chemistry and drama issue, that I'm out on that. And then second, Tyreek Hill, because again, like it doesn't matter. He's going to be productive regardless who's behind center because of that speed is a game changer. And then I got number three. I got AJ Brown number three. His physicality and his production and the fact that they made that Super Bowl run with him being the number one option, just coming in because normally guys, that's the difference maker for me. Like normally you have guys when they come into a new system or they come to a new team, sometimes it takes them a little time to adjust. He came in and just got right to it. So that's who I got as my third. So it's Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, and AJ Brown.
Okay, I'm with it. Real quick for you, Kenny, how far down do you go before you name CeeDee Lamb?
Probably five or six, somewhere around there.
5 or 6 more spots, or you have
No,
him
like five. I would say
53?
probably like 5 or 6. I think I will put him in there with Devontae Adams,
You haven't had a cup?
Stephon Diggs, and Cup, because Cup has been banged up and he's still banged up. So yeah,
He's not better than Terry McLaurin, but we'll talk about that later this year. Go ahead,
son.
Dev.
Hey, I'm gonna give you that line from the Coming to America, son. If you want to stay on this show, stay off the drugs.
Hey, what you fail to realize is one is a bona fide number one, and the other got a whole lot of options that's going to eat off his plate. But we will revisit that at a later time. Shout out to Scary Terry. Dev, who you got? I almost put him in my top 3 too, but
you know what's crazy? I'm gonna go and give you my third one. It is your guy, Scary Terry. I like him. Doesn't matter who his quarterback is back there.
That's a fact, Jack.
He has been 1,000-yard receiver. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that he's putting up Mike Evans, productive years, but Scary Terry is starting to be very, very, very scary. You know what I mean? So for this guy to not have a top-tier quarterback last year, did we know that this guy was almost at 2,000 receiving yards? You know what I mean? Like, wow. So he comes in my number 3. Normally, Stephon Diggs would have got that spot, but as everybody keep alluding to, man, we got to see what's up with this chemistry. What's up with is he going to actually stay in Buffalo throughout the whole season? Is he going to try to request a trade? So I need to see that. I don't need to see that him and Josh Allen can work through that. Number 2 is going to be AJ Brown, man, because what he did last year, man, and he got drug tested. You know what I mean? So yeah, that shows me like sometimes he's the man amongst boys out there. And number 1 is going to be Jay Jettis. I feel like that he has arrived as being number 1 for going on 2 years now. I feel like Jay Jettis doesn't matter if Kirk Cousins is having a bad game, if Kirk Cousins is almost getting ready to throw the game. Jay Jettis always show up at the perfect time, and we already seen that one-hand catch he did on the Bills last year.
Special.
They were just like, wow, how did he get it? How did his hands stay on it, and how did he come down with it? So Jay Jettis, until Kirk Cousins do you wrong, you're going to be my number 1 right now. So I'm going to go with Jay Jettis. I'm going to go with
we're talking regular season.
AJ Brown, and I'm gonna go with Scary Terry as my 3rd wide receiver.
Love to hear it.
All right, so hold on. I got a fact check. We're gonna have a fact check. So I'm just looking at the numbers from last year. CeeDee Lamb, 107 catches, 1,359 yards, 9 touchdowns. Scary Terry, 77
say those numbers one more time. What'd you have?
CeeDee Lamb, 107 catches, 1,359 yards, 9 touchdowns. Scary Terry, 77 catches, 1,191 yards, and 5 touchdowns. We'll just leave that right there.
I said what I said.
Okay.
One guy had Taylor Heineke in that offense. The other guy had Dak in that offense. Like, that was the point. 77 catches and like to a guy that's now a backup, like amongst other.
Oh, here you tell it. Taylor Heineke is a
He
starting
should be a
quarterback.
Hey, he will be.
I'm surprised Atlanta not starting him for what he was doing with Washington.
They're making the mistake. You're hearing it here first. Atlanta is better with my man.
To watch you let him walk.
Destin Ritter, because we was going through some stuff.
Okay.
Desmond Ritter's not the answer. Let me tell you that. Taylor Heineke is a better quarterback than Desmond Ritter. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Do you think Heineke will see some bump this year?
He should. By week 9, the season will be over for Atlanta.
Damn.
And Desmond Ritter is going to, they're going to be calls for Taylor Heineke.
1 week after the trade deadline, the season is over for the
Kyle Pitts won't be there in 2 years.
I'm with you on that one. I see Kyle Pitts leaving.
They either gonna have to overpay or he gone. John, you might be right. Both of y'all might be right. You and Marlon, because that ain't it. And it sucks because they gave Calvin Ridley away for nothing on some bull crap. But what are you gonna do? But that does bring me to another conversation about importance. And that was a long time in my storied, extensive, well-revered, documented history as a sports fan, as a savant of the sports. I've come to realize Tom Brady is underappreciated. And the reason I say that is because we're on the verge of watching Bill Belichick go from the greatest coach ever to on the hot seat to maybe out of a job in 5 years because of one man. So I pose this to you, the chance to rewrite and correct any wrongs that you guys have uttered in the past. If you had to give a percentage of credit to the New England Patriots dynasty, how much does Bill get? How much does Brady get? I'm going to go on the record right now today and say it's 80-20 Brady. I don't care about the defenses. I don't care about any of that other crap.
Of course.
What Bill Belichick showed me pre-Brady and post-Brady is that it was Brady. 80-20 Brady. Coach, I'm going to go to you because you have coach in your name. Do not blaspheme the title.
80-20 is crazy to me. Right. Come on. Those first 3 Super Bowls, it was more the defense than it was Tom Brady. So I'm gonna be nice and I'll go 60-40 Brady. It's because again, the first half to me the first half was Belichick, and then the second half was Brady. So I'm giving it 60-40. And the only reason why I'm going 60 is because Brady went and won another Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. Otherwise, it would have been 50-50 because those first, to me, it's half and half in terms of the first 3 Super Bowls was more the defense than it was Brady because Brady was a game manager the first half of the beginning of that run. And then the second half of that run was where he took over and it was more offense than it was defense. So it would have been 50-50. But I'm going 60-40 because he went and won one without Belichick. So it's 60-40 in favor of Brady.
I can't wait. Go ahead, Dev.
Woo.
Talk about it, John. Talk about it.
70-30 Brady.
The first Giants game was 1916. How did defense lose the 2 Super Bowls?
Brady threw a touchdown, and then they will let Eli walk down and throw a pass to the corner to Plaxico. What do you mean? It was over.
Yeah, after they caught the ball on his helmet. Like that was more luck than anything else. Come on, man. We're not doing that. But go ahead. Go ahead, Dev. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say 70-30 Brady.
Talk about it. Oh,
I felt like Brady worked his tail off to get where he was at. You know what I mean? Now I hate to say it that it was unfortunate because Drew Brees got his head knocked off his shoulders. Is how Brady really got his start. But
Bledsoe.
Oh yeah, Bledsoe.
Get out of there.
Brady ain't never looked back. You know what I mean? You gotta give him that. Because you know what I mean, most guys when you take a job, they always kind of look back like, you sure this is my job to keep? Brady never looked back. And I felt like, I don't know if was Belichick the GM during that time. All those years, those Super Bowls.
Since he got there.
So, you know, I mean, I give him his 30% most definitely due to him being a general manager, him building that defense, him building a team that was able to win a championship. Because you got to remember the first couple of championships, like Kenny said, remember, Tom Brady wasn't supposed to have no wide receivers other than, what was his name, Deion Branch. So you can most definitely say that was all Tom Brady, you know, had to kind of be a game manager, to manage the right game. You know what I mean? You got to give it to Bill also to plant the seed, but it was all Brady. And then like what Kenny said, man, once Brady left and then went to Tampa Bay that following year and got a Super Bowl ring again, it was clearly showed that it was all Brady, in my opinion. It was more Brady than it was Belichick. Because I think Belichick is almost out the door. And I think his GM ways and the way how the Patriots is built now is the reason why Belichick is almost out the door.
What was the last good draft pick Bill Belichick had?
I guess Aaron Hernandez. You know what I mean? Or Rob Gronkowski. Honestly.
Yeah,
somewhere around up in that range.
These men are either dead or retired.
Probably a couple of those offensive linemen, maybe. Oh man, Florida just threw a pick. Probably a couple of those offensive linemen were some good ones. And what's the linebacker? 54.
Nico. Nico
Hightower. Dante Hightower. He was a first round pick.
My point is, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
And I'll tell you this. I think Tom Brady made a lot of those people look a lot better than they might have actually been. Insert Julian Edelman and all them other Wes Welkers that seemingly blew up in that system. Who was the other guy? Chris from the Dolphins.
Chris Logan.
Chris Hogan cooking all of a sudden. Tom Brady is the mission.
Hey, fellas, I just saw that. I don't know if y'all saw on the ticker that the rematch is on for Spence and Crawford.
Yeah, he activated the rematch clause according to Crawford's trainer. So we got action. I haven't heard a date or anything else. I just heard he did agree to it.
And they said it's probably gonna be at 54.
Love it. Shout out, hey Terry. Hey, let me actually take a step back. Boxing, I keep telling y'all, is gonna be okay. These fighters, for whatever reason, is not listening to management, and they want to fight. I love it, but we was gonna get to that. Davis, we can actually talk about it quickly too. Davis, by all accounts, will be fighting Isaac Cruz. Shakur Stevenson, I forgot who he set the fight, but and then Haney's supposed to move up to 140 to fight pro grade. So all three of them are scheduled to fight somebody. I just can't remember who Shakur's supposed to be fighting. He's supposed to be fighting, taking a step up too. And that Canelo Charlo card is lit.
Is it? I think this is the best undercard we've seen all year, in my opinion. Well, name wise. Let me see.
Yeah. Because we don't know how they're gonna perform, but
definitely
for sure. Like this undercard is when they announced it, it almost looked like the undisputed lineup. I'm like, God, who are these heavy hitters? Oh, John, that's a good question. Reed will have 3. He got 2 in KC.
He only got
was
2
a coordinator. Yeah, I was gonna say he's a coordinator in Green Bay. We're only gonna look at because if that's the case, you're not touching. He's not touching Belichick because he got Super Bowls with the Giants.
He does. I don't think 1 more does it. I don't even know if 2 more does it. I ain't gonna hold you because Brady got what 6 or 7. They got 7.
He got 7. 6 with New England, so
that's he got the one. God,
that's gonna be tough.
So if we're comparing 6, now I think Andy got a little bit to go, and he got a couple of choke jobs early in his career.
Yeah, it was those Philly.
Yeah, most definitely Philly.
Now he did get to the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Shout out to T.O. and his broken leg, but didn't get it done.
Shout out to Donovan McNair throwing up in the middle of the huddle.
Never was the same. If Mike Vick's quarterback in that game, did the Eagles win that Super Bowl?
Nah, I just think the Patriots defense was more controlling. They knew they couldn't stop T.O. But they was like,
I think a healthy T.O.
now,
is the question. If with a healthy T.O., do they beat the Patriots? I think
because
with that T.O., he almost still had
a 100. Yeah, like 90-some yards. Yeah.
And think he might have had a touchdown. Maybe. Did he get in? Maybe not.
I think he did. I think he did get in once.
Yeah,
I thought he might have scored.
Still had a good game, all considering.
Oh, absolutely, an incredible game considering.
Absolutely.
But the Patriots defense was still took over that game. I just think Philly had a late run towards the end when they started scoring. If I'm remembering it right.
Yeah, because that I want to say the drive that he threw up on, that was the drive to the drive to win the game, to try to win the game.
It was. All right, just figure I'd throw that out there. To Dallas we go. And a surprise to me, because I think it was rumored when we last did the show, it was rumored that he was the 3rd quarterback, and they were talking about trading him. And Trey Lance was traded to Dallas for a 4th round pick, which ain't nothing, but considering what San Francisco gave up to get him, what a terrible return on investment. I guess to start the topic, I'll just kind of, Kenny, let you open it up. It is Dallas. Just your initial reaction to the trade and what you think this means for the future.
I was a little surprised, but then I wasn't, because to me this is a typical Jerry Jones move to steal some headlines, to cause some drama, to create some more eyes on Dallas as if we needed anything more. But it was worth the risk at the end of the day. To me, it was worth the risk because you're getting a number, the guy that was picked number 3 for a 4th round pick. And like when we talked about it, we wanted to see him, have a change of scenery. So I'm happy for him in that regard, but I don't think he sees the field in the next 2 years, because like to Suggs' point, Cooper Rush is the backup quarterback. He's going to be the 3rd quarterback. He's probably not even going to dress a whole lot. I don't think this season. I think this is going to be more of a developmental year for him. So, just get him a chance to be in a new environment, be with a guy that's going to, basically, take him in, because apparently from what the report said was that, Dak welcomed him with open arms, and, Dak is known as a great guy. So I'm sure he's going to take him under his wing and try to help him out as much as he can. But he's no threat to Dak. But I think it was a subtle jab at Dak, like, we got this, we got a plan B just in case. That's what I think this is ultimately. And it's, typical Jerry Jones move.
Okay. Dev, your thoughts when you heard the news and what you think this means?
Oh, man, Dak is in trouble. Say no. When I heard the news, I was like, wow, well, you ain't get nothing back, San Francisco? Not one thing? Like, oh, you happy with a 4th round pick? But hey, you know what I mean? If they like it, I love it. I most definitely don't see Trey Lance playing no games this year at all. I just think that this is a future plan B for Dallas. I think if Dak and Dallas can't get a contract agreement done, what do you got? A contract coming up with like 2 more years, Kenny?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
This year and next year.
So I think it's almost like an insurance policy to kind of put a little heat underneath for Dak a little bit. Just to like, hey guy, we ain't gonna allow you to be interception king this year. So you know, I mean, we have a guy that can pretty much run the offense just the way how we envision you to run it, and it won't cost us that much, which is Trey Lance. But like Kenny said, Cooper Rush is their backup quarterback. I think Cooper Rush is most definitely going to see action way before Trey Lance. But I just think that this is just nothing but a scare tactic, just to stay, hey, that we have a player that's kind of built, well, not built like him, but similar statures, as far as game wise. And if we're looking to move on from Mike McCarthy, we're gonna be looking to move on from Dak Prescott too. So I think that's what Dallas kind of throwing out there a little bit.
I think y'all are underselling this as usual. I think Dak is friendly today the same way Aaron Rodgers is friendly with whoever's backing him up this year. But in a couple years, that relationship, if Rodgers is still there, will change. I like the kid, and that's part of the problem. I think he can play. I just think he needs to be in a better system. I would love to see him in somewhere like LA. I think he was in a good spot. They just didn't believe in him for whatever reason. They are fully invested in Brock Purdy, but I definitely think this is, as a Commanders fan, I don't want Trey Lance in my division. I think the talent and raw skill set is there. I don't know if I love his mentorship as far as people that can play the position at a high level. I don't know that Dak is that, and I definitely don't think Cooper Rush is that. I don't know that there's necessarily a quarterback coach on that staff that's going to really get him where he needs to go. But I think the kid's talented, and I am rooting for his success. Kind of, just not too much. But I think this is a big deal, and I think this is a steal. As much as you say Jerry Jones doing Jerry Jones makes good moves. The people just don't perform on the field. But he stole Jalen Smith for a couple of years. He drafted some linemen, Zeke and others. He's drafted well. He's traded. He's made some moves. Deion Sanders historically, Leon Lett. Not Leon Lett.
But those are all
Charles Haley.
Those are Jimmy Johnson moves. Those to me, like.
But even CD, Dez, Zeke, Dak, like
again, and most people will tell you, like he's like the Puff Daddy of the NFL in terms of
he gets the credit.
He gets the credit, but it's the guys behind the scenes that do all.
He gets the credit, so I got to give him the credit. If you draft well, if you take, Zach Martin over Johnny Manziel, you still get the credit. I don't care. So yeah, I think this is a good look for Dallas. I'm really sick of our division and these athletic quarterbacks, but here we are. So we'll see what happens, but I'm optimistic for you guys. Yeah, Dev appears he's left us for the moment, so we'll keep it moving. The question, he back. The question I had for you, Dev, because we touched on boxing.
Mm-hmm.
There's the business of boxing, and there's the moment. Is Tank missing the moment by fighting Cruz where he could potentially make more money?
I'm not going to say he's missing the moment. I just think that somewhat of the opportunity is slipping out his hands a little bit. But I also think that he only taking this Cruz fight. It's because, he just fresh out of jail, kind of. You know what I mean? So he's trying to get some type of attention, some type of, flowing going, because while Tank was while Tank was down, man, boxing was still going on, and people were still crowning different champions and who was pound for pound and stuff like that. So I just feel like that he taking this fight is because he's trying to put himself back into that conversation of who is the face of boxing. I'm not saying that Cruz is an easier opponent, but I just think that he's the easier opponent of versus like a Haney or Shakur maybe. So I just think that right now Javante is trying to put his name back into the spotlight of being face of boxing, but I also think he's letting the opportunity kind of slip out of his hands a little bit. So hopefully, he can get this dub whenever he do take this fight. Hopefully that he can wake up people's eyes again to show that Tank ain't fall off just because he was gone for a couple of months. And hopefully that after he do take this fight, he's willing to take a bigger fight after this. So I'm thinking that's what he's trying to do. That's my opinion off of that. So I think that's what he's pretty much doing.
I think the Cruz fight's a good fight. I think it was one of his toughest fights. It's a chance for him to really send a message. But kind of what you said is true. He went away, and although he's a great draw, boxing kept growing. And I think as we start to look back at this era where big fights are being made, whether it's the Fury Wilder trilogy, we're going to get Crawford Spence twice. We've had some other big name fights. Canelo was in this era. Spence Crawford was in this era. Fury was in this era. Lomachenko's been in this era. Like, there's been some dominant fighters in this era. And I feel like we're always going to remember his face, and he's still very, very young. Very, very young. But if he don't get it together soon, I feel like he's going to miss what he could have been. I think he had that Floyd, that Mike Tyson appeal, and he could have been that for this generation, and he's getting in his own way. And so, and the Charlos were in this era too. So, like, there's a lot of fighters that when we look back at this 20 to 30 year window, he could have been at the top of that list. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he's there right now just because of the inactivity. The lack of belts matters. You can say what you want, but Devin Haney had the belts. Crawford's been undisputed at 2 different divisions. Like, Charlo's done it. Floyd did it. Like, when you start talking about that level of competition, you got to have some titles to go with it. Not just one in boxing. One's not really enough to me. So I'm clearly rooting for the kid. I think he's going to be fine. But I think him and Floyd, if they're still in cahoots, really need to get together and really turn it up.
Now, you see Floyd and Garcia been training together.
I have. Fulton's out there too. So it's just a lot. There's a lot of fights to be made. If you're the only one that's not making them, that's just not ideal. Because it sounds like the Saudis got that heavyweight Anthony Joshua and all them out there. Like, the big fights are being made. You got to make one. So don't lose along the way, because Cruz ain't no joke. Mm-hmm. He only really got a left hook, which we've seen, but don't get caught slipping.
Yeah, because Cruz, the referee got in the way of his last fight, right? Then something like that.
Yeah, he was going to win, but it was a little questionable, I believe. I know he just kept throwing a million left hooks.
Yeah,
but yeah. Kenny, your thoughts on Davis's decision to take this fight at this moment?
I think he's taking a page out of Floyd's book, to be honest with you. I think in terms of, because his last fight was a mega fight. So I think he's just pacing himself. Because he's got what is he, 27, 28 years old? So he's still got a long career ahead of him. So I think that this is one of those things where he's taking a little bit of, he just did a mega fight. So he's taking a little bit of a step down, not, still getting a good payday, but not getting as touch of a touch. And he's going to step it up on his next one, which I think that's kind of taken from the Floyd Mayweather model. That's what I think he's doing. And I just think that at the end of the day, he still has, he still has a drawing power because we saw what he did with Ryan Garcia. So I think it's just a matter of him finding the right matchup in terms of the mega one, because I don't think that he had the opportunity to really do another mega in this year because it seems like everybody else had dancing partners. So and then the last thing is I did look it up. It's Frank Martin that Shakur Stevenson was
That's right. That's right.
It's scheduled to fight. So yeah, I just think he's taking a page from Floyd's book. So he's going to take a little touchdown. Then the next one, he'll run it back up.
Okay. Hold on. John said something. I'm glad Mike Tyson is training and friends is fight. That is going to be ugly. Like,
I don't know.
In the 6th round.
Yeah, I don't know.
The disrespect
Fury's
to Tyson.
A big dude, man. And go ahead, man, because people disrespect Fury's boxing ability.
Like, and that's the best skill he got. His boxing ability at that size is crazy. I don't care. I watched him literally box circles around Wilder at different moments. Like, it's just, I don't know.
I think it's because he doesn't.
I think it's a payday. But if he want to get him out, if he want to get Francis out there in 3 rounds, he could do it.
Yeah, I think the other part with Fury is sometimes it just looks like he's just slapping. He's not really sitting on his punches and stuff, sometimes. So just like he's kind of pity patting a lot of times where he, with his jab, and then, it doesn't really look like he's really stepping on the gas with his power shots sometimes. So that's why I think he sometimes gets underrated in terms of his boxing skills. But his footwork and his hands, like he's got quick for his size, he has really quick hands.
John, I hope they make the fight, and I think you will witness a bad beatdown. I ain't gonna say it's Crawford Spence, but Fury, he's way too skilled for Francis, in my opinion.
And for Fury to be that big, man, he is fast on his defense.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he is highly skilled, man.
Very, very highly skilled. Boxing's in a great space. Can't wait. We're almost in September. By the end of this month, Canelo and Charlo will fight. So we will begin that countdown for sure as we get closer, because this is a career-defining fight. It's a legacy fight for both guys. Definitely, if Charlo can get the dub, that'll elevate him into a whole different world, I think, in boxing lore. And maybe all them breaks that he's taken will have paid off, but I think he got an uphill battle. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They haven't started the behind the scenes. I can't remember what they call it.
That's usually it's usually about a month out, but All Access and nothing like that has come.
All Access, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, they haven't started that.
Okay.
But that should be starting soon.
Yeah, because September 1st tomorrow.
Yeah, so
matter of fact, it might be coming out tomorrow. Now that we talking about it, it's probably gonna come out tomorrow.
You might be right. And somebody go hire Max Kellerman. Like, I don't know what's up.
No, for real, like, especially for boxing, like, he know some of the stuff he would say about other sports, I would shake my head at, but he knows boxing.
I'm surprised Top Rank ain't trying to bring him on.
I don't care.
The problem is
in the boxing scene.
The problem is they got to deal with ESPN. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's the problem. But the Zone, you got the Zone, you got Showtime. Like, there's other places that could. But I'm just saying that if he wanted, that if they were looking for
don't do the Zone. Don't do the Zone. I'd rather do PBC and Showtime, but don't do the Zone.
I agree. I'm just saying that those, there's other outlets out there.
Well, I'm excited to see it. Ticker just came through. Cooper Kupp suffered setback with hamstring, so not looking good for the Rams this year. It looks like that run has come and gone. Ramsey's already gone. There's rumor Donald wants to get traded. He was already going to retire 2 years ago. Stafford's at the end of his career. Like, I think it's done.
They bought that team. I don't know why people was expecting them to run it. They bought their Super Bowl, so be happy with the Super Bowl.
They went all in.
You just go in.
They went all in to get one. And I respect it. I respect it. Because they don't Super Bowls don't come around. If you got a chance to do it, you go after it.
And John, we were just talking about the All Access, not the actual fight, but appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Let's keep it moving on to success. I wanted to take some time. We don't typically cover these kind of things, but sometimes you just got to do the right thing. Simone Biles did that. 8th all-around championship. I'll get to world championship here in a minute. But she did it. She did it. Also, Sha'Carri Richardson bounced back, doing big things. Haven't heard as much coverage as I did when she failed the drug test, and that's a shame.
Right. Of course.
I ain't heard no coverage.
Of course.
Remember, just the same group of girls that she lost to when they was bashing her. Right. Now that she came out and won and beat smoked them, boy, I tell you, it was just like a one day story. Oh, Sha'Carri Richardson did it, and that was it.
Shameful, but shout out to her. She said she was gonna do this. She said it, and she did it, and I'm super proud because I was critical. You can't smoke, like you just couldn't. But
man, she was going through the death of her family, though.
She lost
her mom. She lost her mom.
Listen, I get it, but you in their world, you got to play by their rules.
Totally.
Or you collectively bargain it to be included, which what the NBA just did. But so glad to have her back on top, representing big. And as much as I would love to celebrate, well, actually, let me get out the way before I move on to Mr. Lyles. Y'all thoughts or feedback or anything y'all wanted to say about these amazing women?
Go ahead, Dad.
Nothing but I'm glad that they are able to get back on top. You know what I mean? Simone Biles, especially, she was, she took some time off to actually be with a family, start a family, and to actually come back to actually win another championship after you did all that. Hats off, man. I'm most definitely proud of Sha'Carri Richardson, man. I'm a big fan of hers. Like I said, I hated when people were so critical just because of one bad mistake that she did after she had lost her mom. Coming from a person who recently lost their mom, man, I know the pain, I know the feeling, and you know what I mean. Sometimes when you down, you just go in the low point. You know what I mean. You can't get mad at a person going to their low point. You know what I mean. But I'm so happy and so glad that she's back on top, and hopefully she can continue to stay on top. And I wish her nothing but the best.
Yeah, man. Just salute to both of them. And they're just they're just a credit to our people, and they just show the resiliency of of our people as we're able to deal with adversity and strive in the midst of adversity. And they're just two shining examples of that. And so all you can do is applaud them and tip your hat to them and give them all the props and all the credit in the world. And also shame on the media for not shining more of a light on them. Whereas we're more focused on the negative, but we don't celebrate the positive. So shame on the media. We do better.
For sure. Ladies, salute. Keep going. Do your thing.
Absolutely.
Much love and much respect.
Appreciate you.
True champions, which led us to Mr. Noah Lyles from Virginia.
Your
peoples.
My peoples. Sha'Carri has supported him in his delusion.
Well, we know where you stand.
Listen here, buddy.
And we're right too.
For those who don't know, Noah Lyles and his impressive, and that's the sad part. We're not even talking about why he was talking, which was a phenomenal performance. Like amazing, another salute. But you went and stuck your foot in your mouth and made it about your stupid soundbite, even if you intended well. But basically, he for some reason targeted just the NBA. But his question was, why do NBA players who win the NBA Finals consider themselves world champions? I hope I have not biased you too much. I don't think you guys are scared of me anyway. So you can go the other way, but yeah, Dev.
Bless you, Coach.
And bless you, Coach.
Hey.
Dev, tell us more about Noah Lyles and his thoughts.
Noah Lyles and his thoughts. He should have left his thoughts in his head, man. And I will be discussing this on my 113th thought tomorrow too. But here's why I say he was wrong. Nikola Jokic, not from the U.S. Joel Embiid, it's not from the U.S. Pascal Siakam, it's not from the U.S. Giannis Antetokounmpo, not from the U.S. And the list can goes on. You know what I mean? And you know the one thing about the NBA and why people all over the world wants to come to the NBA? Because it's the biggest basketball stage in the world. That's why they come to the United States to play basketball. And not to mention, I hate to say it right now, but when you said that champions of the United States, my God, Toronto Raptors, it's not in the United States. It's part of the North America, but they are not a United States team. And they just recently won a championship about 3 to 4 years ago. So, for you to say that they shouldn't be called world champions with the people around the world who've been fighting. Look at Wemby. He went first round pick to the San Antonio Spurs. He wanted to come to the American sport, the USA, the biggest stage of all basketball. That's why they are called world champions. I'm done. I'm done ranting. No, y'all can have Noah, man. I'm done with him. Till tomorrow.
Noah. Kenny, you are the coach. You are the elder statesman. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's apples and oranges, man. I don't even know why. I don't even know why he would even insert himself in that conversation, because the way you compete and the way that NBA players compete is on two different stages or two different types of competition. But even having said that, to Dev's point, you got international players that are part of the NBA. So it's not as if that you're not playing against the best players in the world. So like, it's not that far fetched for it to be considered to be a world championship. And then if you're saying that, then are you saying that that the Olympics are they supposed to be the world champions? Whoever wins the Olympics or whoever wins the World Cup, are they the world champions? And if that's the case, if the USA wins that, then what? You're playing against the best players in the world, so is that the world championship? Like, it's just apples and oranges, and so he shouldn't even inserted himself in that conversation, because they compete in two different. It's two different formats, so the two don't even compare. So it just made no sense for him to insert himself into the conversation. And like to Ray's point, now I'll finish with this: is that you got us talking about this nonsense when we should be celebrating you. Like, bro, you getting in your own way. So it just wasn't smart all around.
And you know what bothers me too? When he said what he said in this quote, he said, "What hurts me the most." You know what I mean? Like, that's what hurts you the most. Not losing, not twisting the ankle, but them calling themselves world champs hurts you the most. That was like, wow, that sparked the quote off for me. I said, oh my gosh, my guy. I was gonna leave you alone. I wasn't even gonna bother even talking about it, but what hurts you the most is what got me.
Two things. One, what hurts me the most. Bleacher Report ranks Stephen Curry 6.
I thought we was going on. We almost went a whole show without talking about this man.
6?
No,
You had
no,
it.
you wasn't here in the beginning when he said that
Oh, yeah,
Steph
no, he
is
did
all
mention
the greatest point guard.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah. You just said that. That's right. My bad.
We're going to revisit that conversation. I've been letting it live for a little bit. I'm just collecting the data, let other people come on board. More and more people are seeing what I've been saying, but you guys just
no, Ray. The people on my end is rooting for Magic, is saying that he's the best point guard of all time.
okay. I mean, they can be wrong, but that's fine.
No, they said that Magic saved the NBA instead of revolutionizing the NBA.
We're not even gonna get into that.
But you know, I'm just the guy
Okay,
that stands in the middle.
No, Dev, you open this can. I just have one question. Just one question. Who's more impactful, Steph or Magic to the NBA?
They said Magic. They said Magic saved NBA. They said if Magic would have never came into the NBA, there would be no Steph Curry.
That may be true. It may not be true. I know what I see today. You know how many Magics I see running around at the playground?
I seen a couple.
There's no, because there's barely any 6'9" guards. There's no 6'9" guys playing point guard.
Okay.
Besides, Ben Simmons is a
Ben Simmons, who's coming back this year.
What it took 40 years for another guy?
I'm just talking impact. I used to see guys in short shorts. You know, I used to see the fancy.
Time out. We still see guys in low shorts. Come on now. Some of these guys' shorts is like, come on, dog. You could have added a couple more.
Hey, Arby's got $5 bonus wings and small fry for $5.
Yeah, because they almost ready to go out of business.
Arby's ain't never going out of business. I don't know how they stay in business, but them jokers, they just keep on taking.
They keep reinventing themselves, man, boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They find a way.
They selling everything but roast beef. Remember that? It was just roast beef.
Yeah, they got fries and cakes and wings and salad.
It's hilarious.
Got to reinvent yourself.
I guess they if they say they about meats, man, they gotta be all, you know, all of it. Pause, but you know they about it.
They are about it.
I guess. So.
Wow, I see Josh Allen got himself a little commercial. He's like Lay's Doritos.
Oh, he on a NFL ticket commercial too.
He trying to get him a couple dollars. They got Emmett and Jerry Rice doing the gritty. Oh Lord, Tom Brady.
Yeah,
look at how he's getting his money. This is an expensive commercials.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did want to ask this before we get up out of here. Not too long ago, Deshaun Watson, public enemy number one. Terrible man, doing nasty things. A bunch of other stuff that people said. Today, as voted on by his peers and teammates, he was voted one of 5 team captains. My question for you is, does this send the right message to have him be a captain this soon? And I think some of his cases are still technically open. We just don't hear about it. I think there's a couple lawsuits. I don't know if they ever finalized, they got settled, or what happened. But is this the right message, making Deshaun Watson not only your starting quarterback and paying him a ton of money that reset the market, but now following it up by making him a team captain? Coach.
I think it's one of those things where you say, if I'm going, I'm leaning all the way in. That's what the Browns are doing. First, they gave him all the guaranteed money that he wanted, and now they're leaning all the way in and making him a captain. I think it's all I can say is, to me, all it says to me is that I'm going to justify my investment. That's all that says to me. Like, I don't know if he's earned anything. I don't think he's done anything to earn that. But yeah, that's all it is to me. They're justifying the investment. There's nothing that he's done to earn it.
Dev?
When you desperate, you do desperate things. You know, they was desperate to get him there. They paid him that 230 fully guaranteed. To keep him there, they said, "Hey, we're gonna make you team captain, and we're gonna give you the keys to the massage room." You know, so use it wisely. Don't use all your massages at once. But no, no, I just think that it's like Kenny said, man. When you stand by your decision of bringing him in with that type of money, it's only right to make him team captain. What else can you do? He's the highest paid guy on he's probably getting paid more than majority of the coaches put together. You know what I mean? So you gotta make him team captain, man. But honestly, though, before Deshaun Watson, in this situation, he was almost league MVP. You know what I mean? The peers was voting him to be the top guy, top quarterback, top guy in this league once upon a time. So I don't think that his skills is that diminished for him to not to be a captain on the team. So I just think that the Browns feel like we got to stand by our franchise quarterback because that's their franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? You get rid of one franchise quarterback who you draft for another franchise quarterback that was damn near out the league. So hopefully Deshaun Watson is making all the right decisions on the reason of they giving him to be team captain, but it's a risky one. I ain't even gonna lie. It's very risky.
I think at the end of the day, Deshaun Watson better play well. Like last year was kind of okay, he's getting back into it, new offense, new rust, blah, 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 all that. I want to stand here today as a fan of his and say shout out to the Cleveland Browns. This is how you support your players. Now, it may not work out, but this was my Bradley Brill no trade clause comment. This is the same I feel about some of these players and these teams. If that's your guy, and this is what I feel Brooklyn should have did. Embrace Kyrie and KD. They want to be high and mighty. They want to take the high road and do all this moral crap. No. If you believe that somebody is there that can help you win, we just talked about the Rams earlier. You do it. So I love it because it's supporting him. But I hate it because that is just unnecessary added pressure to a team that's in a very competitive division and a time frame in a world that does not have a lot of time. He got 1 or 2 more years for them not to win anything significant, and it is going to get real loud. The running backs are there, the talent, Cooper is there. They didn't get Hopkins, but that's still not enough of an excuse. Where did Hopkins go? Tennessee. So yeah, it's time to play, man. And I believe he can do it, but this tells me they've seen something, and he better communicate it to the rest of the world on game days.
What Deshaun Watson we getting this year, fellas? Are we getting the Deshaun Watson we last seen in Houston? Or is we going to get the Deshaun Watson is like, pretty much how Russell Wilson is going through now?
I'm going Houston. I think he has a lot more gas left in his tank, and I think that he had an opportunity to knock the rust off. So I think that in a full training camp, basically, kind of back in his mojo, back in his comfort zone. So I think that he's going to have a big year.
I'm going to lean to the Houston route also, mainly because he didn't play a lot in preseason. And I think if there were a lot of concerns, I think he would have got more run, and he didn't get a lot. He did play against us. I believe they scored on one of his drives. But the training wheels are gone early. They host Cincy week 1. So Burrow may or may not be there, but y'all get right to it to start the season. So Is no games. It's time to get down, and you follow that up with at Steelers. You host the Titans, you host the Ravens, you host the 49ers, and then you finally get a break at Colts.
Dang,
So out the way,
what's that like week 7? They get that break week 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Colts are game 6. Then you go at Browns. You got the Seahawks. You go to Seattle. You get Arizona, who's tanking. Then it's at Ravens. Then you host the Steelers, at Broncos, at Rams, host the Jags, host the Bears. Like you host.
Easy.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Tough,
for them.
man. That's a tough schedule.
Yeah, it's everywhere. You gotta win. They gotta win that middle of the pack schedule. They gotta win that.
Even at Houston is going to be interesting because you know they're going to be out there for that.
Oh yeah, without question.
Yeah. And I'm pretty
if they
sure
ain't playing that well, they better be winning coming to Houston because the ladies will be out and not the ones you want to see that day. So
It's tough.
It's tough schedule.
Tough
schedule. And I think the Raiders, we talked about it earlier, John. I think the Raiders should be. But
they'll be fighting for last.
They're gonna be fighting. I agree.
Bro.
Sean
all depends on
ain't going having another one of them kind of years.
Yeah, but Russell Wilson is.
Hey, he got a baby on the way. You know, he's focused, maybe rejuvenated.
He's gonna be sleepy by the time the season starts. Then he'll be up all night.
Well, you know, he has a room at the stadium apparently. So now he uses it about as much as Kyler do, but you know, what do you?
Yeah, you know what? I was getting ready to take it somewhere.
No, chill out.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
John, I've been meaning to get to this for a minute. I hope you're still on, but I'm starting to hate this realignment crap. This doesn't even make sense.
None. Just have a national. This is the national. This is a national schedule. Everybody's playing a national schedule. There's no athletic. There's no conferences that's based on any type of proximity or any type of regional. This is every conference is a national conference.
That's why I keep trying to tell people when people talking about the realigning these conferences. I was like, NCAA is going to F themselves because it's going to come down to one of them lower teams that's going to go undefeated, and they're not going to make the playoff run all because of their strength of schedule. And that's going to suck for them lower ranked teams.
Yeah, I just greed is.
Well, they are expanding the CFP, so that might make it a little less likely, but I still can see it happening.
It's gonna be like SMU or something like, it's gonna be one of them weird colleges that's gonna be going undefeated, just like how TCU kept going underneath the radar all those years, kept going undefeated or kept getting one losses and couldn't really get over the top 5.
Yep. UCF was another one. Yep, you're right, Suggs. They got the short end of the stick. So that's really, I think UCF was the thing that got this whole thing going in terms of them expanding the college football playoff because they felt like they got robbed. Because what are they going to 12 teams? I think now 8 or 12. Something like that.
8.
I think it's going to 8. I think they want, some people was voting for 12, but I think they're going to wind up going to 8.
Okay, I know they expanded it, like doubled it for sure. I just can't remember the exact number.
Yeah. So yeah, good stuff, gentlemen. Next week, Monday, we'll see. It's a holiday, won't make any promises, but Thursday we back for sure, and we got picks.
Definitely.
We got predictions. We got the rubber meeting the road. We putting it on wax.
A lot of reaction to the game.
First game, it'll be Lions at Chiefs, which will already be on by the time we start. So my potential Super Bowl pick will already be on their way. You never know. So do your research. Join us. Tap in with us. It's going to be a blast next week. Football is back. One more Sunday without football and then no more. Oh, but before we go, Deion get a win this weekend at TCU.
I'm gonna go yes.
I'm saying no.
Like I don't really believe in Colorado, but I feel like I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna be the different one. I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah, I think he still got to get there. He don't have enough horses yet. He's gonna have to build it up.
Yeah,
They're gonna start out. I think they're gonna start out strong and run out of gas.
So I don't. This is impromptu, so you guys might not have the schedule in front of you. How many games you got them winning? They won one last year, so should win more than that.
I'll say 5 or 6, something like that.
And is that a success for you, Kenny?
Yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction because they were, like you said, that's one year basically, quadrupling your output from last year. So yeah, I'll say 5 wins, 5 to 6. They'll be in contention for one of those lower bowls.
I'll give them 6 top.
Okay. I'm with it. Tap in, support Coach Prime noon this Saturday. And then
dang, college football is back. Oh man.
Sure.
This is going.
We got a good one Sunday night too. Florida State and
I was about to pull
and
up.
LSU should be a good one too. Sunday night.
And see who else. Today's the 4th is this week. Michigan's ranked number 2. Wow, I didn't know that was that high.
Yeah,
that's
they're gonna fall
with that fake suspension they gave Harbaugh. We already talked about
that's
that.
the college way. Give Reggie Bush his stuff back. Yeah, LSU, Florida State. Dang, Florida State's ranked 8. I didn't know they was that good this year. I gotta get back on it.
Yeah, I'm hearing that they supposed to be making some noise again this year.
Yeah, their quarterback's supposed to be like a Heisman Trophy candidate.
Clemson versus Duke. You think so, John? You think so? Okay. Well, yeah, that was a nice. Oh, what a throw and catch! This Florida team hasn't been good, but that was.
We ain't talking about basketball, so this is football. But Clemson has it. Clemson is kind of
back. They've come back down to earth. There's no Trevor Lawrence on that roster.
That's fair. So we'll see.
We will see.
Oh, that was nasty. I just saw that catch.
Yeah, that was a good one. They got some athletes now. But
we ain't gonna get no more. Is Randy Moss? Randy Moss didn't get. I'm sorry, it just made me think of you got Moss. He didn't get let go, did he?
I doubt it. I don't think nobody.
I don't remember hearing that.
Got let go. Honestly.
Yeah, I like that segment.
And maybe maybe except for Rex. I don't know about Rex though. I feel
Ryan?
I feel like Rex Ryan might be coaching somewhere this year.
Hasselbeck is out. They got rid of Hasselbeck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rex Ryan might be a question mark. I can't remember if he coaching again this year or not.
I hope not.
I ain't talking about the head coaching. I think he part of like somebody's staff.
Yeah, I think you may be right.
Okay.
I thought I heard his name being in the.
I know McShay's gone, but Kuiper's still there. So college.
Kuiper's still there.
I think Ryan Clark and them is still there. I think. I don't.
Ryan Clark's still there because he was talking. He was talking about who was he just talking about recently? Dang, they was going back.
He didn't get it. He was up for the Broncos defensive coordinator job. He didn't.
He didn't get it.
No, I just saw they gave it to Vance Joseph.
Respect.
So I guess he's back. I'm assuming he's back for ESPN, but you never know with these layoffs they've been doing. We'll find out next week. That's for sure.
Next week we will be tuning in. Shout out to Ronald Acuna Jr. hit a grand slam tonight, breaking records, doing great things. Despite some of the stuff he's had to deal with. It's exciting times. We are back. Get your fantasy football lineups. Check your lineups. Get your picks right. We're gonna have a blast next week. Look forward.
Chris here, get your gambling, get your FanDuels and all that.
Giving us gambling advice. Somebody text this man. Tell him stop running. It's okay. The prodigal son can come home. We won't beat you up too bad. But yeah, fellas, been a pleasure. We are out. Enjoy y'all evening. Have a safe weekend. We back next week. Yeah.
And the keys, tempo, hey time, let's go.
We bring that real talk when it comes to sports, covering the news, giving you the